This reading is for the chosen collective, or you should say the choosing ones, the ones who are choosing the new Earth timeline. And the initial message that I'm receiving is for us to find the balance and to have faith that the abundance is coming in. Have faith in the unseen, because there is so much abundance and prosperity coming in for you. There's so much money in your aura. There's so much wealth in your frequency. And this is related to your divine inheritance and the purpose why you came here. So, asking the cards today for the messages that are meant to come through for the choosing ones today. Oh, 3 here. So we got 2 of Wands. This is all about choice. See, we grew up in this reality trying to constantly convince us that you've got no choice. You have no free will. You have no choice. That's not true. You have the power. You have the choice. And you've made the choice to live in the new earth, to create the new earth. And you are one of the ones who is chosen or has chosen to be on this quest. And because of this, you are coming into your divine inheritance. There is so much in your vortex and also from your ancestors that as you've been going through and doing this karmic clearing out these last few threads that have been binding your ancestors, that have been binding your lineage, that have been distortions within your family and ties to the matrix. As you've been liberating that, you've been making the choice to step into this new reality. We got the Princess of Cups. And this is allowing your cup to be overflowing, to be in this time of this divine feminine rising, of this energy, of this overflowing abundance and beauty and grace in your life, to actually be enjoying your life and be coming out of a hermit phase. You've been really doing the work here in solitude, taking the time to reflect, to connect to the guides, to connect to spirit, to connect to your benevolent ancestors and to the guardians that have been guiding you on this journey with this lantern of this starseed energy coming down into the earth, that you've been receiving the visions, you've been receiving the divine downloads. I'm seeing Jupiter here and the sun. And within that expansive energy of wealth, while Jupiter and the sun are also powerful planetary and star energy to call upon for abundance. So there may be something there with you with the spell of this eclipse portal. The Prince of Wands, Leo energy, the energy of the lion, the energy of courage, the energy of fire. With this choice that you've made to commit to this journey, to be the liberator of your lineage, to be the leader of this first millionaire in your family, to liberate this long line of scarcity. Reclaiming the power of the wand is to reclaim the power to create. And so you've been reclaiming this power to create. And with that comes responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. Spider-Man. That sounds so wise. I loved that as a kid. You could just shoot around with the webs, like it's all connected. Spider sense, get the tingle, know something's about to happen. But yeah, to be able to have the courage to liberate your lineage, to really go dive deep into the healing work, to willingly even be the black sheep, to be the outsider of society, to be a free thinker. And ultimately, this has cut you out for millionaire, billionaire, gazillionaire, infinite expansion through many, 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 many lifetimes, because you hold royal energy and you hold it with nobility and you hold it with humility. And that's what cuts you out. It's what cuts you different from the cloth to be a new earth leader. And the guides and infinite intelligence are wanting to collaborate with you, giving you million dollar ideas, or even $1 billion ideas. You have $1 million ideas in your vortex. There's an entrepreneurial energy. There's a stepping out with this decision that you've made into the light, into the sun, with the fire, with the wand, with the power to create. And this is leading you to this abundance in the receptivity, the Queen of Pentacles, to, with that royal energy, to be able to bask and enjoy what it is that you're creating. You didn't just come here to struggle and strive, you came here to thrive. Ace of Wands. Ultimately gifting you this self-mastery quest in the power to create with the tree of life, with the lightning path, the lightning rod of the wand, the Ace of Wands, the initiating power of creation. And within this balance, have faith. Within this balance of earth, within this choice that you made, kind of like you were in between two timelines, like there was a timeline split, and you chose to go into the new earth. You chose to commit yourself to be a vessel for the divine will, beyond the noise, to bring this about, to help Gaia in this transition, within these cycles that we're moving through, especially here now, this eclipse portal. Have faith. And faith is not just hope. Faith is collapsing the wave into the particle. Faith is the wish fulfilled. Faith is staying steadfast to your assumption, staying steadfast to your identity shift, staying steadfast to your manifestation, staying steadfast to it's already done. And this will aid you in this transition. This will aid you in this portal. And once again, I'm noticing Jupiter and the Sun. For this divine union has ultimately what this has all been about, what this has all been leading you towards within yourself, the union of the masculine and feminine polarities within our being through the Sacred Heart. We've got the dragons here, this dragon medicine. Dragons are awakening. The awakening of your inner dragon, of the life force energy, swirling up, merging between the sun and the moon, rooting down into the earth with the Holy Trinity here. We've got a druidic knot. Maybe you have some druidic roots. Two fish coming up here. Pisces, this is what the full moon in Pisces is about, the butterfly medicine, and activating all of the chakras into full alignment for the vision to flow through you into divine expression. The wolf and the hawk. It's kind of a tribal energy, a pack energy, and also a flying, a seeing. You're very far-sighted. You can see into the future. Like you'd be standing in the grocery store, you'd be looking like 1,000 miles away. You'd be looking 10 years in the future, while people are just I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to pay this bill, I got to work this job. You're like literally there like a Jedi looking 10 years, 100 years, 7 generations into the future, planning the actions, aligning yourself with the intuition moment to moment, knowing that you're moving your energy towards something so much greater, and you're just so beyond the mundane. Like you're done trying to fit in, you're done trying to explain yourself to the normies. Like you are embracing the mystical, magical nature of your existence. And through that, you are actually attracting your soul tribe with the scribe. And the willingness to jot down the divine inspirations and share your voice has been leading you on this Nine of Earth, this receptivity to the abundance. So this $1,000,000 idea can flow into your cup, and so you can look into that cup and scry and see what the ancestors have been carrying, the codes as you've been clearing. There's certain gifts that they're wanting to give you, or that you have. It's part of your divine inheritance. And this is where it's like money. I'm just getting the image of just like money falling out of the air. It's just things lining up, and it's the people seeing your value, opportunities just knocking at your door, like what you're doing, if you're posting on social media, just blowing up, just this sense of just like you're just about to blow up. And you're made for this. You're made to be the emperor, to be the king of your reality, and to rule within your domain of creation, to have the choice, to have the free will. And this is overcoming the demons, is realizing that all those voices that you don't have a choice, you don't well, you chose to be like, oh, I don't have a choice. I'm gonna make a choice out of thin air. I'm going to make a choice that you won't give me. And you made the choice that spirit gave you. And the Matrix, the 3D, tried to tell you you only have this limited set of choices. You have to do this in order to do that, in order to be happy, and blah, blah, blah. Listen to someone's channel that's trying to sell you coaching about how to escape your, you know what I'm talking about. Like, but you know the deeper than that is that you made a choice out of thin air, out of thin spirit, out of thick spirit, actually, out of thick akasha. It might seem like thin air to people who don't have the eyes to see or the ears to hear, but you're not one of those people. And so this is why you deserve all the blessing. You are mega blessed, is what I'm receiving. And you deserve the roses and the kisses and the sweetness and the love and the overflowing cups of life. You deserve it all. You deserve all of it. And you're getting all of it. You're getting all of it. You're getting the love. You're getting the love that you've always deserved, the reciprocation, the divine recognition. This is all part of your divine inheritance. And you didn't wait for it. You fought for it. You've beyond earned it, because you don't have anything to prove. You are it. And all of this is showing up for you because of what you've overcome with the wands right here. Because of the strife and the struggle and the fires that you've been through, you felt like you're being burned alive. It was incredibly difficult. You've been through things that would tear someone's mind apart and leave them broken in 1,000 shards and left in an insane asylum. And yet you didn't. And you weren't. And in fact, you took that on for the human experience, for the collective consciousness, and you brought all of the pieces together. Instead of shattering, instead of breaking, you mended, you healed, and you brought all this together into this unique alchemy that you do, that into this unique magic that you are. And that is the vibrational frequency of the medicine that you carry for the whole, of the whole that you are, for the collective, for the consciousness, for the universe is expressing itself through you as this unique divine individualization of the actualization of this spark that has been awakened within you through the forging of this flame that has allowed you to shift realities, to move between timelines, to move between the two earths, to move mountains, and to step into your power, and to be like, you said there was these only multiple options, and it was like you wrote in another multiple option. Like those tests in school where they tell you like the multiple choice or whatever. It was like there wasn't even another multiple choice. Like you didn't want any of the multiple choices that were presented on paper, and so you drew another circle underneath it, which you supposedly weren't supposed to do, or couldn't do, and yet you could, and you did, and you drew another circle underneath it, and you wrote a different answer, and you circled that. And I don't care, and you didn't care if you failed their test because their test was fake all along. And guess what? Because you did that, you broke the matrix, and essentially you wrote a new code into the matrix, and you made a different option. Because guess what? You did have free will, and you did have a choice, and you made that choice. And so, to all the dark forces that told you that you never did, and somehow they were your catalyst, they were your teacher, and they were your lesson. And so you mastered that lesson, and because of that, they were part of the soul contract that you had to be able to awaken your free will. Because before when we're not awakened, we don't have the ability to make that choice until we're aware that there's another option. But when all the walls were closed in, it was like that spark in your consciousness that connected you to the unseen was actually what awakened your ability to connect to the spiritual world and realize that everything is first created in the spiritual world before it manifests into the physical. And because that, it reminds me of like when Neo steps out of the Matrix and he gets trained by Morpheus. And this has all been preparing you for this $1 million idea and for this wealth and for this divine inheritance, which is not just physical abundance, it's also spiritual abundance and clarity and feeling good and feeling inspired and being healthy and having love and good relationships and harmony and the reflection of respect and all of this networking and connections and doorways opening to you forward to be able to experience the richness of life. And this has allowed you to make that shift, to choose a new earth, to make a shift between those two timelines, actually on Gaia, that was allowing you to forge the pathway from the disappointment to build the foundation for the overflowing cups. And this is part of the power that you hold as a wisdom keeper. And being a healer. Again, we've got connection to Druidic roots here. Being connected to Gaia and being a wayfinder, a way shower, one connected again to the serpent, to the dragon here on the staff, the pentacle, the 5 elements, the ancient wisdom, the magic, the knot, all the connected, and the frogs here of fertility, the realization of reality creation, the magic of the word, the spell, the intuition, the divination, the signs, the synchronicities that lead you deeper into this mystical reality. And this is the abundance. This is the gift that you carry that from your ancestors, that you've been healing, that you've planted the seed, you've given your blood, your sweat, and your tears to it. And so anything that has been stolen from you is now being returned, and your energy is coming back to you in this soul reclamation as you're able to focus the arrow of your fire, of your will, of your sight, of the hawk, of the falcon, of the sun into the vision, into what it is that you're creating. Again, here, Ace of Fire, another form of the Ace of Wands, holding that egg of creation with the spider that connects all, because we are all connected within the quantum field. And what it is that you want to create of that egg, of that seed, is already contained within there. And that's what I was saying earlier, is they're wanting to cooperate with you within the non-physical beings are wanting to cooperate with you in this manifestation of this $1 million idea, this $1 billion idea. And this is the timing. And as you receive these downloads, you're able to structure this through the mental plane into structure and order, which will allow you to bring this into fruition and actually be able to manage, set your own time, to be able to manage your own schedule, to be the boss of yourself, of your own reality. And so you are the one who's been doing the choosing. And despite what they told you, so are you the chosen one? Or are you the choosing one? Who's the one that chose you to be chosen? Something to consider. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am available for personal readings. If you'd like to book one, you can go to my beacons through the links below. Also, the merch store should be up soon. I've got the Be It shirt with the Fibonacci behind it. I also just put up an I Am That I Am Eye of Horus mug, which I actually really want to order one for myself. I just designed that today. You guys could check that out when it propagates on the YouTube. And yeah, you're blowing up. It's happening. And as you step from this hermit phase, which is also, kind of a yogi's quest of that time of solitude, of that time with yourself, with spirit, you're able to disconnect from the matrix. You've got to be connected to source within and developing your psychic gifts and abilities and your craft, which has allowed you to hone yourself in this alignment to step forward into this new earth, into this timeline, into your highest timeline. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you also to all of the new subscribers, and welcome to the channel, to the channels, to the channelings. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace and many blessings.